And the thing online says that we are now live, which is fantastic. Hooray!
Right.
It can be seen by literally tens of people.
Oh, man. There we go. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Burlesque House Seige, a FantasyAGE adventure that we're running as a fundraiser for relief efforts for the Pulse shooting in Orlando. On the event page, there are 2 links for 2 fundraisers. One is for the Victims Fund. It's being organized by Equality Florida. And there is another, which is the Community Relief Fund. Both links should be listed in the event page. Throughout the event, please donate generously. And with that, I'm going to introduce the rest of the group. Angel, why don't you say hi?
Hi, I'm Angel, and tonight I'll be playing Typhus Blackguard.
Cool. And Chrissy?
Hi, I'm Chrissy. I'll be playing Delta Dawn, our resident gnome warrior.
And Scrap.
Hi, I'm Scrap, and I'm playing Agon Ray. She's a warrior, and she looks like Malene Dietrich.
Fantastic. Okay, so we're playing FantasyAGE. One other thing before I get started in the adventure, to everyone watching, which I think is a bunch of people at least. So the way critical hits or other things work in this game is that when you roll doubles of any kind on 3d6, you earn stunt points. If you roll basically all the same number on the dice and everything, that's like a tremendous, huge critical that something amazing happens. Basically, every time a critical hit is scored, I will donate $2 to both of the relief funds. So anytime there is a critical hit from any of you guys or from me, I'm going to keep track of that, and I'm going to donate that amount at the end of the game. Anyone watching and playing along and everything, you're welcome to do so as well. All right, but let's get started. There's an adventure here somewhere that I need to run. Where did it go? There it is. Okay. So, on the edge of a small city in the heartland is a ramshackle 2-story building that has provided people with entertainment, thrills, pleasure, and sometimes safety and home for almost 200 years. It is the aptly named Maison Derrière, a bawdy burlesque house that caters to a variety of tastes and ideals of beauty. Within is a lavish stage, a bar, and on the upper floor, sort of an inn of sorts. The person who runs it, its house mama, Mama Candy, is an elf who has done his best to Maison doubles as a safe space for those of differing and transitioning orientation and gender. She provides shelter, guidance, and protection to the abused, the needy, and the wayward in times. In exchange, she expects them to help maintain her establishment, most as cooks, maids, house hands, but for those who have the aptitude and are willing, also as performers and dancers. Honestly, it's sort of wherever they feel their skills are best put. Few in the nearby city object to the Maison Derrière. even the most puritanical of folks cannot deny the good that it provides to wayward souls. And many visit the tawdry establishment to get their kicks in secret. On this occasion, all of you, the player characters, have found yourselves staying the night at the Maison Derrière. Whether it was to watch, to drink, to visit a special someone, to stay a while and truly be yourself, or to simply get out of the cold. You have found yourself here and have had a tremendously good time. Perhaps too good a time. It is at this moment that I'm going to share the floor plan of the place. You guys get an idea of where you are and what's going on. So this building has 2 floors. Let's see. Where's the map? There it is. Sorry, it's opened it up on the iron. So there we go. This is the main floor. It shows the stage and bar area, the front entrance at the very bottom there. To the left, there's a kitchen. Past the curtain of the stage, there's a dressing room. And you guys have also seen on the upper floor, there are numerous bedrooms, as well as a couple of private bedrooms at the very back. Okay. Now, to start things off, I'm going to have each of you guys roll 2d6. And that is going to determine just why your character is there and what has sort of happened over the sort of the raucous night. Okay, we'll start down the line. Angel, what did you get?
I rolled a 3.
Starting out
3,
strong.
cool.
Oh, yeah.
Did I get the shitty rolls out of the way first?
All right, just a moment. Okay, cool. So, with a 3, basically what happened over the course of the night is that you drank way too much. Feeling comfortable among such welcoming people, you decided to get a little rowdy. You outdrank an enormous drag queen. You sampled numerous cocktails and even invented a new one that is now named after your character.
Typhus. Ooh.
So only for the brave adventurers.
There's now a new.
Let them know that's wrong.
There's now a new drink at this place called the Typhus. You were a hot mess. Your drunk butt was sort of dragged upstairs to kind of fall into bed.
At least it's a halfling butt. Nice and light.
Chrissy, what did you roll?
I got an 11.
An 11. Okay. You were notable that night because you sort of got on stage and danced. Maybe it was the drinks, maybe it was the music, but something in you wanted to dance. When a chorus of dancers came out with their legs kicking, inviting the audience to join in, you couldn't help but climb out on stage. Thankfully, it went over pretty well. Applause, cheers, and only a couple of laughs. People definitely remember you, for better or for worse.
It's kind of hard to forget the dancing gnome.
All right.
It's kind of easy to overlook them, though.
Scrap, what did you get?
I got a 6.
All right. Okay. With a 6. A lot of other people that you had seen that night, they sort of came for, for thrills, to see dancing, to get drunk, maybe to find a room. You're here on business. You came to the Maison Derriere for work, not pleasure. Mama Candy paid for an ad in the city's mercenary board seeking qualified protection help.
Yeah.
You spent much of the evening drinking and discussing hidden threats to the livelihood of the Burlesque House here. Specifically, Mama Candy brought up with you the issue of a slighted bandit leader. Apparently, someone had come in previously, this tiny human man, funnily enough named Tallest Joe, who was sort of forcibly removed from the house and who swore that he would be back.
All right.
Cool. So now we know why we are here. So.
Yeah. I'm already on the
so
job.
all of you.
Unlike you guys.
All right. So all of you have basically slept the night, some a little more soundly than others. But as morning comes, you are jostled awake. The room kind of spins around you. A lot of you are at least a little bit hungover. But someone is sort of shaking you awake. A dancer you think you recognize is sort of shaking you and saying, "Wake up! You got so please wake up. We're in trouble."
All right.
All of us?
Yeah.
All right.
As you guys are sort of being woken up in turn, you notice this person, there's blood dripping from their nose. Like, it looks like their nose is broken.
Yeah.
I would start drunkenly clamoring for my weapons.
Okay.
Gonna hop up and ask her, what's going on. This was the woman next to me last night. I'm pretty sure, right? So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You actually, okay, where is she? You recognize this her, and I'm actually going to show you guys an image of what she looks like. Hangouts, how chair do, yes?
One of the options, it's the green one with the arrow.
There we go. All right. Yeah, so she looks like that. She's actually a halfling.
Yeah.
But her nose has sort of been pushed out of joint, and she's got sort of blood that's sort of spattered the top of her shirt. No, you guys don't know her real name. You don't think she's given it to you, but on stage she was called Little Sexy.
Yeah.
And you sort of remember her from the evening being like very lively and everything, but she looks like absolutely sort of livid and scared now.
Yeah.
Okay, what would you like to do? She's kind of beckoning you downstairs.
I want to look out the window.
Okay. Looking out the window, you can see... okay, where is your room? You can actually see out of the corner of the window, there's sort of a billowy patch of dark smoke sort of on the horizon. You can see there seems to be a bunch of people sort of marching.
Yeah. How many?
It's a little hard to make out. You see at least... Okay, you see about half a dozen at least. You also notice there's something behind them that's really tall, like just this enormous tall thing just striding towards the Burlesque House.
Like a horse?
Much bigger than a horse, and sort of on two legs.
Like a horse.
It almost looks sort of like a giant.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Once Typhus is all suited up, he'd go downstairs.
Is it in range of a longbow?
Not yet. It seems to be still very much off in the distance.
Okay. I'll get my armor on and gear up.
Okay. So you guys gear up.
Yep.
Okay. As you head downstairs, let's see. As you make your way downstairs, waiting below is Mama Candy, the elf who sort of runs this place. Along with her, there is a orc that you recognize. Her name is Grimbo. She acts as the bouncer of this place. You had already met Little Sexy. There is also another dancer. She's armed. Unlike the others, except for Grimbo carries around like a very large sword. The other dancers and performers aren't often seen carrying weapons. This one is. She's often armed with a bow. You only know her as Nightshade. There is also in the corner, there is a very large woman who has just begun sort of moving things back and forth, barrels and crates. There is also a young man.
Yes, barrel.
You know that his name is Dimsy. And the thing that's notable about Dimsy is, much like in the picture, he's pregnant. You had sort of heard previously that you don't know exactly how it happened. He kind of brushed the issue off a little bit. But apparently magic was magic was the culprit. All right. But the bunch of these people are sort of all gathered together at the bottom of the stairs and everything. Their faces are grim and serious. Some of them are crying. You also notice lying on the table, like one of the main tables, is a dead human man. His face is adorned with scars and black paint. He's dressed in combat leathers. The three of you, being sort of adventurous folk and everything, you recognize this person as a bandit. Mama Candy sort of looks to you all and sighs, and she says,
"What is
There's
going
a group
on,
of bandits." She says, "There's a group of bandits heading our way." And
that is not good.
She looks to Argon and says, "You remember that man I told you about? Little bugger, Tallest Joe. Apparently he's come back, and he's brought a lot of people with him."
I saw him
when she
from
says
the
the name
window.
Tallest Joe, you notice that when she says Tallest Joe, all of the dancers kind of spit on the ground.
And for those of us who weren't privy to that information, what do we need to know about Tallest Joe?
Mom Candy looks you over and she explains. A few weeks back, this man, this diminutive little prick, comes in here asking about private dances. That's not something we do here. After a while, he began to get a little rowdy, a little impatient, a little loud, and he began to get very insulting. So, we're no strangers to throwing people out on their asses. But once Grimbo here sort of picked him up easily and tossed him out, him and his men drew blades. Tallest Joe said he swore that he would return to burn this place to the ground. We kind of laughed it off. He was very small and kind of an idiot.
A little bit offended
Apparently
when she
now
mentioned his
he's
height.
back. But apparently he's back, and apparently he's brought a lot of people. She sort of motions to the dead man on the table. Nightshade here and Little Sexy, they went off to do some things in the morning when they spotted them, a scouting party of them. Nightshade managed to handily take out one of them, but another was able to run off. Now they're returning.
I saw them from the window. There's at least half a dozen of them, and maybe a giant of some description.
They all sort of get worried hearing that. A giant? A giant? A giant? What's going on with a giant? she, Mama Candy sort of looks to you and she says, "This is awkward, but would any of you be willing to help protect this place? These people will probably be within here within a couple of hours. I've already sent away most of the other guests, but it was so hard to wake you three up."
Sure. It would be a pleasure.
Well, Mama Carey, we're not about to leave you defenseless. Bash my mace on my shield.
Can't
He sort
defend
of,
at my debut stage.
He sort of breathes a sigh of relief and just like, "Oh, thank goodness. I'm very pleased to hear that." And let's see.
Can someone go to the upper windows on various sides? I saw them coming from whatever direction I saw them coming from, but, you know, people need to make sure they're not trying to flank us or attack from behind. And this place is on a hill, right?
It's a little bit. Like, there seems to be, it's sort of almost on the top of a hill, so as you would imagine, it's like everything else kind of slopes down on a really low grade.
So if a barrel was thrown out off the roof, it would roll. I mean, how well would a barrel roll down the hill?
It would probably roll pretty well.
I want to ask, like, what do they got that's flammable, and how many empty barrels do they have?
I was gonna say, how much alcohol do they have left over that we might be able to use in defense?
Grimbo sort of smiles and sort of beats her chest a little bit. Yeah, that's a good idea. The rest of them look a little confused, and then they start to cotton on.
And how many, like, broken high-heeled shoes are there? Because we could use them for spikes around the barrels. Like, have them surrounding the barrels to the broken heels sticking out. It's got to be a whole bunch of broken heels, right?
Mama Candy kind of nods, and then Nightshade immediately sort of shakes her head, and she says, "I was going to fix those. Do you know how expensive heels are in a medieval fantasy economy?"
As expensive as your life, sugar?
She seems very reticent about the possibility of them being destroyed in, like, flaming barrels. But,
well, anything else that you can find spiky that you can affix to the side of a barrel.
Okay.
I'm sure we've got kitchen knives.
Yeah.
Cool. So, the rest of them sort of look around, sort of wondering what to do. Mama Candy sort of looks to the three of you, since you guys seem to have ideas, and she says, "All right, let's start shoring up defenses here. These three seem like they know what they're doing. Let's follow their lead. What I would like you guys to do now is you have roughly 2 hours before these bandits are, like, at your door. In that time, you can prepare some things. So, basically what I want you guys to do is whatever ideas you think you have, and also whatever sort of skills your character might have that you think might be useful, let me know what you want to do. We'll make some dice rolls, and we'll see what happens.
All right. Well, I've got crafting, so anything that anyone needs built, I can do it.
I'm pretty good with a hammer. I could probably smash some chairs to get us some lumber to board up the other doors.
Yeah.
Windows.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. I want to have a couple of people, like, you know, on the roof or at least at the windows, like, scouting out from various directions, and then, like, a runner to, like, you know, let us know the progress or, you know, any updates and stuff. And them to, like, you know, come down every, like, 10 minutes or something. I guess we should border up all the windows, but maybe leave one place that looks a little bit weaker, you know, and, you know, that can So when they, hopefully that will encourage them to try and like charge through that point, and then we've got a bottleneck. Any empty barrels we can. Barrels would have got like something high alcohol we can roll and use to like, smash into stuff. Is there any roofing tar for holding the slats on? If we've got that.
That is an excellent question. Roof and tar, don't think they have, or at least they don't have an enough amount to sort of be any sort of use. But it sounds like we have a bunch of good ideas here. So, okay, so Typhus, you're smashing stuff to get wood for boarding up windows.
Typhus smash wood.
Okay, what I would like you to do is. Okay, so you're starting to board up windows and reinforce and stuff. Okay, I need you to make, to know sort of what to do and everything. Could you make an intelligence test for me?
Sure. Would this count as any sort of specific focus or just intelligence?
For focus, you could also add crafting or construction.
Nah, I just have lures.
Okay.
That would be 11 plus my intelligence, 13.
13. Okay. So you start taking a bunch of the tables in the main room. You start smashing the legs off of them, and you begin to sort of get people to gather sort of hammers and nails, and you begin to start boarding up a lot of the bottom floor windows. All right. And Delta, you were looking into getting things like Molotovs or other stuff ready?
Yeah. I'm sure we've got plenty of like wine bottles laying around, and I'm sure there's an extra dress somewhere that I can rip up and get ready. So.
Okay.
And I also want to prepare Mama Candy because I feel like she probably needs to meet these people, maybe not outside, but be ready to talk to them. So.
Mm-hmm. All right. So you start going around. What I would like you to do is make a. Okay, so you're fashioning our thing. Make a dexterity test. If you have the focus of crafting, you can add that as well.
I do. Oh, that was really awful. 10 focus.
Okay. So you sort of head to the bar. You begin to sort of make your way, sort of looking through bottles. Then you go back to the kitchen, and you're looking for sort of like liquors or other things that might be flammable. It looks like there's not a whole lot.
Shipment's not come in yet.
Okay. Roll 1d6.
3.
Okay. So you find basically enough. Basically, you found sort of throughout the bar and everywhere else, you have enough combined liquor for 3 Molotov cocktails.
Okay.
You think everyone was partying perhaps a little too hard last night? Because you went
especially
through
the
a
typhus.
lot.
It was all the typhus.
The typhus cocktail is apparently like a zombie or something. It uses like 5 or 6 different types of liquor.
And it's a very copious amount. It's so much alcohol.
It's basically like a full pint glass of booze.
Now look what you did, typhus. We're all out of alcohol because of you.
Proud of it.
Mama Candy, you're trying to get her ready and everything. So he sort of talks you through some of the things. You watch as he makes his way to one of the back rooms, out of which he pulls out a very fancy-looking longsword. He sort of swings it around a little as if he's out of practice. I told myself I would never use this again. Old relic from another life.
Well, with any luck, Mama, you won't have to.
He sort of gives you a knowing look. All right. Scrap. So Argon is basically making sure there's a runner and there's people scouting ahead through the upstairs windows?
Yeah, and then empty barrels.
Cool.
Well, I guess we don't have a lot of, like, like raw fuel. So just getting the barrels and then...
Yeah, you do find, actually, let's see, roll 3d6.
And then add whatever relevant stat, like whole stat.
This one's just a flat 3d6 roll.
8.
8, okay. Throughout the entire Burlesque House and all the storage things, you find 8 barrels.
Right.
Most of them are empty or filled with, like, food or flour or stuff.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll start. Anyone who's not doing anything, I'm gonna get them, like, getting kitchen knives and stuff and, like, putting them coming out the sides of the barrel. So not the side that is making contact with the ground, but the other side, kind of like a chariot wheel kind of thing. So if people like just go out the way of the barrel, they wind up having their legs slashed to shit. And then mixing it, whatever fat is in the kitchen with the roofing tar and just, like, covering the barrels. Even if the whole barrel can't, like, even if it's not enough to be burning by itself, at least it gets the barrel, like, burning quite a bit.
Okay. I need you to make an intelligence test.
3d6 plus intelligence.
Yeah. If you have a focus of crafting or construction, you can add that as well.
Nope. 13.
Okay. All right. You use basically every spare bit of cutlery that this Burlesque House had, like, through the entire place.
Yeah.
And you managed to sort of jam those through, and you have several of these barrels that are basically, spiked and ready to roll.
Okay. And get people to get them up on the roof.
Okay. All right. So that is the first hour. The second hour. So you were also telling people to scout out ahead. So for this one, could you make a communications test? If you have a focus of leadership or persuasion, you can add that as well.
Communication, I do. What does focus add? +2?
Plus 2.
19.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
So you go around getting people to sort of scout out up ahead. As you move up to the second floor, you see sort of he's got a handful of cutlery that he had sort of like fished out of someplace to give to you. The young sort of pregnant man, Dimsy, he's basically sort of stuck in the hallway just kind of crying.
Yeah.
He sort of looks at you, he's not really sure what to do.
I can't think of French phrase. There, it is going to be okay. Do not worry. I have faced many more than just these half a dozen ragtag things.
Possibly armed with a giant.
He sniffles.
Friends.
The giant's like basically.
He sniffles to you.
Basically, these like 8 people rather than 6. Whatever.
I'm just under a lot of pressure now, and I'm just oh god, I'm really scared.
Well, like I can't just get over for this shit. It's just like I could just slap him. I mean, I guess I could get him drunk. I mean,
It's awful for a pregnant man.
yeah, but like, come on, everyone drank when they were pregnant back then. That's why there was so many fights.
That's what doctors recommended.
Yeah.
That and leeches.
I cannot think of anything helpful to say. I will do my best to sort of reassure him, like, it's going to be fine, and, like, he should just keep himself out of the way, like, no one's expecting him to, like, fucking get stuck in, you know?
He sort of...
Go take a nap.
You clap him on the back a little bit, and he sort of, like, you know, swallows back his tears, and he hands you the handful of cutlery, and he begins sort of moving from window to window to look around. Occasionally he'll sort of call out down and say, "Oh, they're getting closer. They're headed towards the back of the mansion, or not the manor."
Hey, can you screen? Yo. Yeah.
Okay.
Can you screen share the layout of the place again?
Yeah. Any second now. Yeah, let me show you guys what you're looking at.
Product placement. So. I just received Maze of the Blue Medusa in the mail.
Yay!
Hooray!
Wow, that's amazing.
What a fine quality product available by Seder Press.
Written by, extensively illustrated by Zach Smith. I can't recommend highly enough.
It is very good. My copy's waiting for me back in Canada. Okay, so this is the main floor of the map.
Okay.
The bandits, as far as you guys are able to tell at the windows, seem to be coming from the top of the map, headed towards the back of this place.
By that fountain.
Alright, so we'll have to get the barrels right to the top of the roof.
Okay.
Like, and not the balcony.
You know. Yeah, you know that on the, let's see, from the second floor, there are a few windows out of the back that you would be able to sort of smash out and sort of push barrels out of.
Also can get all the pots, any pot whatsoever, and this was there'll be fireplaces upstairs, right? Are there any fireplaces upstairs? I want every fucking pot in the kitchen boiling water for people to tip on people from the roof.
Yeah, there doesn't seem to be any on the top floor. On the bottom, in the kitchen, there are at least two. Like there's two sort of this really huge stone range that you would be able to heat water on.
Okay, but then he'll have to run up and down the stairs of boiling water rather than just have it there and ready. Here's an idea. I guess that's just what's going to happen.
Do they have like a dumbwaiter?
Yeah. If there's any sugar.
No, unfortunately they don't.
If there's any sugar or leftover lard or sugar basically. Sugar or honey, add it to the water that is boiling so it sticks and you can get it to a higher temperature.
Let's see. There is... so you would be able to add that to it. Let's see, though. So that's basically what you did the second hour as well. What's Delta going to do in this last hour?
Let's see. We've got Molotovs. We've got barrels of rage. So there are two floors. I want to throw a mattress out of one of these windows, so that if, say, a small gnome wanted to jump out of the window and charge, they could land on a mattress.
Okay. All right. You can actually do that pretty easily without a test. So you gather up. There are a number of sort of single beds throughout. There is also in the... actually, let me pull up the upper floor. On the upper floor, there is the master suite, and Mama Candy's bedroom. Those have sort of like big, sort of like queen size mattresses type thing. So it's a little bigger if you want to try and push one of those out of a window.
Yeah, I'd like to do that. And then just make sure that that bottom door that they're going to be coming on, like that side, is locked and shored up. So,
okay. All right. For the shoring up and everything, can you give me a intelligence? If you have crafting, you can add that as well.
All right, that's a bit better. Let's see, crafting is +2, and my intelligence, you said?
Yes.
Which is a whole none. So 15.
Okay. You get that door boarded up. Okay.
Awesome.
And Typhus.
Yes. For my last hour, Typhus is going to be gathering anyone armed and just instructing them on just quick snippets on battle using his military lore and finding out where best they can position themselves and him at the forefront so that when the enemies do come, anyone that pushes away from him will meet someone else with a weapon immediately. And just sort of educate them as best as he can in just how to be better at what they're doing.
Okay. I'm going to say that that is a communication test. If you are trained in leadership, you can, or sorry, your focus is leadership. You can also add that as well.
13.
Okay. So you give this sort of pep talk to a lot of them. Grimbo the orc, she's just like completely riled up. She's got a battle axe in one hand. It's very chipped and old looking. But she looks sort of excited. It's like, yes, this is good plan. Oh, crush them.
Crush good.
The other people, Dimsy looks a little out of his depth. He's carrying just sort of like a sort of a dagger, and he's kind of or a dagger and sort of tied to a broomstick. He's sort of like waving it around a little bit. He's saying, "Oh, I don't know, guys. I mean, yeah, I could do this. This might work, probably." And the rest of everyone looks at least thoroughly sort of pumped up from what you're saying.
Good.
Okay. So the time passes, and these people get closer and closer. But you've prepared the maison derrière fairly well. It looks like you have some traps, some things to throw out, and a decent plan. Let's see what happens next. Okay. Before we do that, though, because... Oh, sorry, what was that?
Oh, nothing. I was just... The sound effect for what comes next. Go ahead.
Before we go any further, this is about maybe the halfway point of our adventure. I would like to remind all of our viewers... And apparently I can't screen share. Oh, it's because it's not up. Durr. I would like to remind all of our viewers that this is a fundraiser adventure, and if they would like to or are able to, please donate to one of the 2 funds listed on screen. There are links available on the event page. There's the 2 funds, the Victims Relief Fund and the Community Fund. Just to let people know as well, anytime there is a crit or doubles rolled in the game, I will be donating money specifically because of that. I encourage you as the audience to do so as well. Okay, now I can get back to stuff happening. So... So these people get closer and closer. You can actually make them out now. You see them march over the grass. Their torches leaving heat waves in the light. their swords gleaming in the sun. There are 6 bandits. One creature stands several yards taller than the others. You thought at first that this was a giant, like some kind of like enormous creature. You actually see he's quite different. You think that this is an Oni, a blue-skinned, one-eyed, horned ogre. In one hand, it's carrying a club, and on his shoulder there is this stubby little man, just sitting atop there. They're about 24 yards away from the Maison Derrière. The little man on the Oni's shoulder shouts something down at the bandits, who all kind of snigger and laugh. As they get sort of closer and closer, he calls out to the house. "It's ought to surrender. I promised my men will go easy on you if you're compliant." He sneers.
Kyle, is he in
All of the
longbow
other
range?
bandits laugh. Is he in longbow range?
Yeah.
He starts the motion. You notice that he is. If you want to make an attack against him right now, you can.
Yeah. Do I shoot? Well, I'm gonna shoot him. I'm gonna shoot him. So what I roll? 3d6. Plus.
Yep.
Are they all
Well,
kind of clustered together?
The bandits are. They're about 3 or 5 yards away from where the Oni is standing behind them.
Oh, yeah, there we go. I add +2 to longbow. Ha! I got... Wait, what did you say was criticals? Like...
Doubles.
Alright, I got double 6s and a 4.
All right.
And then there's +2
Let me just...
to the roll, so that's 18. Hold up.
Okay. So you got double 6s. Sorry, I'll usually be a bit quicker about this, getting the results of that. Oh, that's why. Okay. So yeah, you definitely hit him, and you can roll damage.
Okay.
What is your stunt die? What number came up for that?
6.
6. Okay.
Remember, that's an extra $2 to the fundraiser.
Mm-hmm. It is. You can also, if you want, you can spend all your stunt points with this one attack to deal an extra 2d6 damage.
Lethal blow.
One shot.
Yeah.
Ichigeki Hisatsu. Kill him dead.
Yeah.
Okay, so how much damage does he take?
Alright, so I'm rolling, spinning the lethal blow. Wait, do I have 6 points to spend? Because then I've got an extra 1 point after that 5 point on lethal blow.
Mm-hmm.
So I could do rapid reload.
Yes.
Okay, well I'm going to do lethal blow and rapid reload and roll, how a longbow does 1d6 plus 3 plus 2d6, so 3d6 plus 3 damage. Which is
Get in with the 2d6.
12 damage.
Dang. So you see, as he's sort of getting his men to laugh, at the prospect of, invading this burlesque house, and he sort of like points over, turns around. Go get them! He
And
sort of breaks off the arrow.
As soon as he does that, I'd like to throw one of these Molotovs if they're in range at that cluster of bandits.
Okay. Give me just a moment. So, what we're going to do now, because they're sort of getting closer as well, I would like everyone to roll initiative. For this, I just want you to roll 1d6, because it's going to be sort of simplified initiative.
All right.
What if I have the focus initiative?
If you have the focus initiative, roll twice, take the better result.
Got it.
Do we add anything or just a d6?
Just a d6.
All right.
I rolled double 5s, so 5.
All right.
Mine's in the chat. I'm gonna make a cup of tea.
Okay. And what did you get, Chrissy?
4.
All right.
I've been trying to open these this whole time. It won't go.
You still haven't got them open?
Let's see. Scrap, are you there?
Scrap rolled a 3.
Oh, she rolled 3. Okay, great. So
Yeah, they
Argon goes on 3.
said they needed tea.
So, bandits, when are you going? All right. Bandits go on 2. Right. And dancers, they go on 1. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so Scrap is going to be back in just a moment, so we'll take it off from there. Actually, you guys are basically Typhus. You're leading the charge on this, so you're going first. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna get like in the doorway closest to them, not like in the arch, but like on the inside of it, so they can like come at me one at a time, and just sort of smash my mace against my shield, taunting them to come at me.
Okay.
I assume they're all in a melee reach, and I'm not charging out there.
What? Little.
They are actually not quite at melee yet. They're about... They've sort of been charging and everything. At the moment, since you guys are going first, they are about 6 yards away.
6 yards? Can I throw my mace at the closest one? And then draw my sword?
Yeah. I think that makes sense.
Would this be an accuracy roll since it's a ranged attack?
It would be, yes.
Alright, let me just check my accuracy here. Do I get to add my focus for bludgeoning weapons?
Under normal circumstances, I think I would say no, because it's like, but you know what? It sounds fun. Let's go with it.
Awesome. Well, we rolled doubles.
All right.
So that's a critical, so that's another $2.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's not a good doubles.
Yeah. This is for the people at home, you know.
I rolled a 9.
A 9.
That's with accuracy and doubles.
Okay.
Double ones.
Unfortunately, a 9 will not quite do it. So you throw your mace at one of these bandits. Right now, there are 3 of them, basically making a beeline for the back of the. You strike him with your mace in the chest, and he just goes, "Ugh!" And he keeps running at you. He's like going straight toward you now. So
Draw my longsword out.
okay. All right. In the initiative, that brings us to Delta.
All right. Yeah. So if they're still clustered together, I'd like to try and toss one of these Molotovs, which I assume work like the fire grenades.
Yes.
Which I think is a dex or an accuracy attack. I'm not sure. I've never actually used.
We're going to say, because it involves throwing it, I'm going to say it's accuracy.
Okay. All right, so accuracy, that is a 9, but I don't know how grenades work, so.
Okay, let me double check, because this is something I should know as the person running the game.
I mean, I run a FantasyAGE game too, and I still don't know.
I've read this thing cover to cover, but it's been a while.
Where?
Just make something up, Kyle.
Let's see. No, it's here somewhere. I swear.
Whenever you hesitate, I'm gonna just plug this book that I'm reading. I just read it in a kind of deliberate fashion. Like, oh, look at this good book. It's so usable.
Maze of the Boobadusa, available from Seder Press now. The envy of every game master everywhere. Let's see.
That Flatmat came in with that. And full of things he could have came into my room holding.
Yeah, but I got a 9, so I don't really know that.
Okay.
Might set something on fire, though.
Okay, so because you threw it and you missed them, this thing lands and it sort of like bursts into flame and everything. It doesn't actually hit any of them, but it does cause them to sort of move, or basically their way is suddenly blocked by fire.
Those scare tactics.
So they need to now move in different directions.
Bandits
Okay.
are a cowardly and superstitious lot. Therefore, we'll use fire.
All right. That brings us to Argon. So, Scrap, what would you like to do?
Yeah, it's me. I've got my longbow. It's reloaded. I want to shoot fucking Plucky McShort Pants again.
Okay.
Shoot him in his eyes. That's in his face hole. 9, 15, 17.
Okay. A 17 will absolutely hit. He gets to... Actually, where is that guy's initiative? Okay. So, you go to shoot him again.
Yeah.
It strikes... you basically have this, like... You have him dead to rights. You're about to shoot him in the face. The Oni sort of shields him with its hand. And your arrow just goes through the hand. And he sort of, like, sees the arrowhead sort of poke out of this creature's hand, and he's like, ooh! But you can roll damage for that.
9 damage.
All right.
So bad.
Okay, the Oni takes 9. Okay. That brings us to bandits. So, 2 of the bandits are going to move and try to get into melee range with Typhus.
Bring them on.
When they haven't we got the run on the roof ready?
The
to,
two of them move up.
Drop barrels and boiling water at some point.
Okay. They're at the point now where they're basically in range where if you sort of, at least these two, if you drop something from where you are on the roof, it'll land like right on top of them.
Yeah.
All right, so
I don't know
they
how clear
swing.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so they swing at Typhus. 10 versus your defense.
Needs 14s.
All right. And the other, that's even worse. So these bandits suck.
It just makes me invincible. See, it's showing how strong I am, not how bad they are. These are
third
carries.
The third. Okay, what's he doing? I wrote this adventure. I should know.
I write a bunch of adventures. I never know what they're doing.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay, that's what he did. So the third one sort of sidles around part of the building. He sees an area that's sort of boarded up, and he pulls out from his belt a Molotov cocktail and proceeds to just chuck it at the building to see if he can break through some of those boards with it. So on one hand, I got a total of 5, but I also got doubles. So that's 4.
That double 1 and 3. Or double 2 and 1.
Oh. Okay, so this Molotov cocktail basically just explodes against the boarded up things and can use to sort of burn away at some of the wood, but it's still holding strong. Okay, a bunch of the dancers inside, they basically ready themselves at the back of the manor with weapons. So if anyone sort of breaks in, they're ready to stab them. which brings us to the top of the round. Typhus.
Yes.
Sorry, Kyle.
Just stab one of the weak ones in front of me with my longsword.
Okay,
Double.
roll away.
Doubles.
Dang.
With 1 stump point, because I'm something like that.
Don't spend that all in one place.
That is 15.
That will definitely hit.
Awesome. With 1 stump point, I think I can use skirmish,
Okay.
and I'm just gonna use it to sort of push him back 2 yards. And roll for my damage.
Roll damage.
9. Doubles on that too.
You stab straight through this guy. He sort of gets stabbed in the gut. Oh, my insides! I'm not supposed to get swords in them. And he sort of pushed back by it and just falls over.
The doctor said this was bad for my health.
Yeah.
My sword doesn't get lodged in him, does it?
No, you're meant to pull it free.
My diet.
All right.
All right. Delta.
All right. For my minor action, I would like to abandon my post on the 2nd floor and take a trip out the window. And if I need to make I don't know if I need to make like a dex something or other for that. To see if I can.
Yeah. You know what? Make a dexterity test.
Hit that mattress. Okay, that's good. 15.
Okay. So you burst out of the window, tuck and roll, because you had the foresight of putting a mattress there and everything. You take no damage from the fall.
Okay, cool. And then can I...
So you're basically on the ground now and can attack.
Yeah, I would like to take my sword and start hacking away.
All right.
At whoever is there. I got double 5s and 5 stump points.
Oh, jeez.
So that's 14.
Okay. 14 is enough. What kind? You're using a sword?
Short sword.
Okay. You behead this bandit.
Do I need to roll damage, or just he was almost dead anyways?
Oh no, that was to hit him. I thought that was the damage. Okay, no, the 14 hits him. How much damage?
8 damage.
Okay, 8 is actually still enough.
Yeah.
I behead him on my way down because I'm 3 feet tall.
It's the only time you could reach the neck.
Just take off his legs and then take off his head. Just nice thing a carrot.
There we go.
What are you going to do with all that stunt?
Oh, I don't know.
Next up is Argon.
Can I don't... Oh, okay.
How are you doing so I've still got some people on the roof with me, right?
Yes.
Alright, and so they are just waiting on my signal to start chucking boiling water and barrels down?
They are. They're sort of looking to you for the go-ahead.
Alright, well, I will... Well, I'll direct some of them to go onto that side that bandit ran around the side and pour some boiling water on him. Where the bandits are densely packed, release the barrels, and I'll just fucking shoot at the Oni in short pants again.
Okay.
What do we resolve first, and what do I roll, and how do we...
All right, so you're basically telling the rest of the group sort of what to do.
Yeah.
So we will say, actually, just to sort that out, make a communications test.
I'm good. I got leadership focus.
You can add that as well.
I got a 12.
All
which
right.
isn't amazing.
They seem intent on doing what you're saying. They sort of nod to you, and they basically move around to the different part of the manor and make ready. So on their initiative, they're going to do all that. It's basically all set up.
Cool.
You can roll to try and shoot the Oni again.
Yeah, short pants. Or is it like just while the Oni's alive, it will just kind of like redirect all attacks to it?
Pretty much.
Okay.
It's basically like it's got it's hiding him with like his arms like.
It's plausible. 2. I can't do maths. 11.
Okay.
Yeah, 11.
Just a moment. Uh, 11 will hit.
Awesome. Fuck you, Oni. 9 damage again.
All right.
Bang.
Okay. You shoot him like in the wrist as he's trying to block your shots. He just looks at you with that huge, enormous, sort of beady one eye, and just snarls at you.
I'm gonna do the thing, and I'll be like that, but I'll just do that.
Is
I got one eye.
Tall enough to reach the roof, like of the building?
Sorry, what was that?
Is the Oni tall enough to reach the roof?
That is an excellent question. He
is,
yes. The Oni is just tall enough that it could reach its like sort of huge. Actually, you know what? You guys can see what he looks like now. Let me show you. I actually have a picture of him. Where is it?
You can say that's a very attractive Oni.
Yeah. No, that's not the Oni.
It's Mama Candy's
Candy.
twin sister.
Twin sister is an Oni.
You said you would never betray me. No, that is what the Oni looks like.
All right.
Great big cave troll, Lord of the Rings looking fucker.
Very L5R.
But he, like, it's basically like using its huge arms to basically block these shots from hitting Tallest Joe.
Kyle.
But yeah, his arm. Sorry.
So these the roof, and then there's the roof, right? These like the balcony bit, and then there's the roof bit on top, right?
Yes.
Right,
the Oni can reach the balcony bit, not the tallest part of the roof.
Okay, that was my question. Oh, why is he just? Oh, sorry. Okay, cool. And I've got all the people with the. I guess I got the people on the. I guess the people on the veranda are on the balcony with the barrels, because if they were on the very top roof with the barrels, then they would throw the barrels. The barrels would smash through the balcony, possibly. So they'd have to be on the balcony. But maybe some of the people who've got the boiling water could be on the very top of the roof, so they can cover that blind spot that we can't get to the barrel.
All right. So there is one bandit left on the ground floor right now. He is going to try and break into one of the boarded up windows that's burning. Using his sword, he moves up to another window beside the one that's burning and basically starts to pry out, or not pry out, but sort of like bash in some of the boards and everything so he can break his way in. He's basically pushed out a bunch of the boards and is attempting to sort of climb in on the ground floor.
Okay.
I will screen share the map so you guys know sort of what's going on.
Maybe can you just have that up all the time instead of your face?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
Instead of your face?
No.
Yeah, I'm going to keep it up for the rest of the...
Your face lacks tactical information relevant to the scenario right now.
Yeah. He's trying to break in through the room that says talent beds. The window furthest to the right, that's the one that he's trying to break into.
And so I guess I'm in the door in, like, the scullery?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay. But right now, the dancers go, and a bunch of them have barrels.
Yeah, barrels of fun.
All right.
Barrels.
So they release the barrels. those land and begin to roll.
Yeah.
And Scrap, you wanted one of them to do. Did you want one of them to do boiling water onto the bandit, or do they want to save that?
No, onto the bandit. Because
Okay.
the bandit going onto that barrel blind spot, like on the north of the map.
Okay.
It was like
So they let the boiling water go to try and hit him. And he is scalded.
Do I need to be watching out for splash
Okay.
zones there?
I bet that smells delicious.
You're okay.
Well, it does, because if we like mix sugar and honey into it to raise the and also make it like, which is horrible, but that's what you get.
So he gets scalded, and he's basically like, it burns, and sort of collapses on the ground and is twitching. You don't think he's going to get up anytime soon. Okay.
I wish I was more accepting of genders and sexualities diverse to mine now.
So, with that brings us to the top of the round. With Typhus. You can see in the distance the other three bandits are basically charging forward. There's also some barrels that are headed straight towards them.
Dun 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 dun.
Is there still that bandit trying to break in the window?
No, he got scalded. And
that's
there's none of them are in immediate sort of melee range. The rest are about several yards away, sort of charging forward.
Where would I be able to move to where my mace is with a movement of 8?
Yes, absolutely.
I would like to move to where my mace is, and like as a minor, can I just pick it up?
Yep. You pick it up. You got weapons in both hands now.
No, I just want to like put it on my hook on my pants.
Sure thing.
All right, because I want to throw my swords at the approaching guys and then wield the mace in the one hand and keep my shield out.
Okay. You had great success throwing your. Oh no, the mace didn't hurt them much. But if you want to try and throw it again, you totally can.
No, I'm gonna throw the sword. Way more awkward and uncomfortable.
And it's more like abandon all hope.
Doubled again, and I rolled a 10.
Let's see. Sadly, a 10 is not quite enough.
That's still
Like-
5 criticals, people. Those keeping track at home.
Oh yeah, you did get a critical. Do you have anything to add to?
I would use my 2 stump points to threaten them to attack me. The one I missed with the
Okay.
sword.
All right.
Now I got my mace back in my hand.
All right. So they see you. They see the sword kind of like hit some of their armor, and he's like, "Hey, what the? Throwing swords at us!" So they sort of like kind of turn to make their way towards you, and that brings us to Delta.
All right. Still got that guy trying to break in right next to me, right? Or he's not trying to break in.
Oh
he's
no, he got scalded. He's gone.
dead. Okay, I thought he was still like. All right, so
There are 3 bandits in the distance charging their way closer, and behind them is the owner with Tallest Joe on top.
all right. Well, I'd like to. You know what? I'm going to use an activate because I have dual wielding, so I'll use my dagger to increase my attack roll.
Okay.
And I think that counts as my minor action, so I can't move. So I'm just going to hang out there and, I guess, ready an action as well. Like activate my defense and ready an attack, so
Okay.
whenever they get there.
Getting ready for when they draw close. And next up is Argon.
That's me, darling. How close is Short Pants and his tall man? His Uber Smurf.
They are still as far away as they were before.
Alright.
Like, they've been kind of hanging back to see how this goes, and it looks like it's going poorly.
Yeah. Looks like their plan is abandoning. Never mind. Alright, so I'm going in the back, okay, and the barrels are rolling, and I'm just gonna fucking shoot him again with the longbow.
Okay.
Come closer, darling. You're missing out on the party. I get a 12. 12? 11. I get 11 to hit him. Also, I got a double.
Oh, nice.
A double. So that's 6.
Double.
6 doubles.
All right, so you definitely hit.
Yes, and I got a 4 points to spend on the stunt table. Stunt table. Stunt table. I roll damage in the meantime. What does it do? 1d6 plus 3. 9 damage. I rolled a 6 every time for damage. And I got 2 points, so I can spend it on a mighty blow and do an extra 6 damage on the attack. And I roll 2 for that, so that's 11 damage all up.
Okay. He takes it.
Yeah, you fucking take it.
11 sorry, I'm doing math in my head. Okay.
Bad place to do math. It's not what heads are for.
All right, just peppered in arrows.
Yeah.
Which brings us to bandits. But bandits are all
Barrels.
goals hit.
Barrels.
So
barrels.
can they avoid barrels?
They got the knives.
Barrel rider.
Remember, they got the knives. So if they don't quite avoid the barrel, they're going to get knives in the knife places.
Okay. So, bad news. One of them manages to wheel around and jump over a barrel that's covered in sharp objects. The other two are not so lucky, as they sort of like, and then just sort of like, boom, 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 literally barreled over.
That's where that come from.
And on that one, the one who got away from it was able to do so by using stunt points because I rolled double.
Critical.
For those of you keeping a track at home, that's 9 doubles so far.
Oh, shit. I had 7. I'm going to keep track of them all.
Doubles for everybody.
Hi.
All right.
Really
So 2 of them have been taken out. They basically get barreled over and just stabbed by forks, knives, and the odd spoon just straight in their nose or eye.
Broken high heel.
Begrudgingly given.
Yeah. That is well.
Just hand it over. So,
Yeah.
All but one get taken out. The one there tries to fire up at... He takes out a short bow, and who is he going to shoot at? Okay, he's going to shoot at Delta.
Bring it on.
There's a total of 14. Oh, sorry, no. There's more than that because they had a bonus to it. So
That'll still hit.
18.
Yep.
Okay.
Just a little bit. I mean, only just.
Only just. Okay. Okay, you take 4 points of damage.
My armor eats it.
Dang.
That's what
As
you
that
get
happens.
with the whole party of tanks.
Yeah. That's right. I think every single one of you guys is a fighter.
We're all warriors, and I spent money on even improved armor.
We don't need those stinking mages. We've got barrels.
Yeah, I had no idea what anyone else was going to be. I was like,
it's working out for you guys. So the last one that gets there, heading behind him, that Oni, he's been sort of hanging back the entire time. You see him like slowly pull down his like arrow-filled hands to reveal Tallest Joe, this balding tiny man who just like, ugh, nah, points forward, and the Oni just starts charging towards this place.
Yes. Come to me. Come to me. I got a plan for the Oni.
Okay.
It's not a good plan.
The
Are there ever?
dancers, they are going to... Okay, how many barrels are left? Let's find out.
It's 8 barrels originally.
Okay. They let the next bunch of them go to see if they can trip up that Oni. Which brings us to the top with Typhus.
Typhus is going to move forward and attack the bandit who would dare shoot at someone who wasn't him.
Okay.
So I get +6 on this. 15.
Okay. Yeah, you definitely hit him.
For 9 damage.
Okay. What weapon are you using?
My mace.
Okay. So he moves forward to try and challenge you, and you just smash him in the face. Just whack.
This
whack,
little halfling just...
whack. He's just pulped. As he falls, you see this like 15-foot tall blue behemoth thing just charging towards you and the manor.
Would I be able to drop my mace and shield and whip out my two-handed battle axe? Or would that have to be next turn?
No, I think you could use your minor to do that.
Alright, I'm gonna drop my one-handed weapon and pull out my big old two-hander and just sort of take my ground and grin at the Oni coming at me.
All right. You stand your ground.
Oh yeah, bring it on.
Next up is Delta.
All right. How far is the Oni from me? At this point.
He hasn't moved. He's just started to move, so he is, I would say, about 10 yards away. Maybe a little more.
Okay. I have a speed of 11. So do you think I could reach him? If I
You
wanted
could
to.
basically, yeah, you could get like right up to him.
Cool. Then I will do that and be an ankle biter and swipe at his ankles.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of also, trying not to get stepped on.
As the halfling and gnome base the Oni.
Square on. Let's see. That is a 11.
11 will hit.
Cool. 5 damage.
Okay. You notice as you guys get up, as you get right up to him, he's like pin-cushioned by arrows up above, but he's tremendously taller than you. Like almost one of its fingers is like as big around as like your leg.
Well, I think he's about
He's a-
5 times taller than a gnome would be, around there.
About. So let's see. But he's also got like these arms that almost drag on the ground. So you've moved up. That brings us to Argon.
Yeah. How's it the Oni now? You did like 8 times, but
Hmm.
Is it right? It's kind of like not right under the, not right against the building, is it?
No, not yet. It's about like 4, maybe 5 squares away.
All right. There's any? I'll tell people to ready the boiling water for pouring on the Oni when it gets closer. Meanwhile, I'll just shoot the Oni again.
Okay.
Do. 13 to hit.
That'll hit.
Fuck you, Oni. 5 damage.
Okay. So you can now see as the Oni is sort of stomping about and everything, it looks like it's slowing down a little bit. It's looking a little pained by all those arrows, but it is still up and still fighting.
Yeah.
I was after taking my axe.
All right, so that brings us to the Oni and Tallest Joe's turn. The Oni actually needs to contend with barrels that are getting to him. Actually,
So do
if the
I.
barrels are coming and everything, that also means that Chrissy, your character, is in range of these as well. So
Just tell me what you can do,
I
bots.
need. Let's see. What I need you to do is to make a dexterity test. If you have acrobatics or any kind of like jumpy movie stuff that you can add to that, you can.
How about a critical failure?
Oh no!
So that's
That's $2. That's what that is.
so it's triple ones. I have,
Oh gee.
yeah. So I'm very very concentrated on this Oni, and these barrels are too tall for me to even remotely jump out of the way of. So that's a 6 in total.
Okay.
Wrapped around the barrel and just like.
Okay. A 6 is unfortunately not enough to get out of the way of these. On the upside for you, the Oni also rolled quite poorly. So let's see. You each take 9 points of damage from that.
All right. So that's 5. What's it down? 36.
Okay. The Oni needs to see if he can keep his footing. He does.
I was going to say, that could be more danger to us than the barrels.
Hmm.
Okay.
The barrel is still a great idea. I will not hear any aspersions to my barrels.
Nope, I love him.
So,
They're working
Chrissy, this Oni sort of looks down at you with its enormous eye, and it raises that huge cudgel over its head. You can see Tallest Joe on its shoulder, this like tiny man who's sort of like pointing and laughing at you, going, ah, you're gonna get squished. And the Oni tries to smash you with this thing.
All right.
16
Yep,
versus
that
your
hits.
defense. Okay.
For show, for show.
Oh, geez. Oh, no, damage doesn't count. So I was like, oh, that's 2 6s. Oh, wait, no, that's not a damage doesn't count as doubles or this. So that is a total of... Math is hard sometimes.
Stay.
21 points of damage.
Minus 4 is 18, which puts me
17.
down to 18. That's wrong.
17.
17, yeah, so 19.
Dang. So you get smashed by this thing. What can Tallest Joe do? Tallest Joe can actually try to shoot you from up on high.
Yeah.
Oh, but no, he won't because of Typhus's challenge and everything. Seeing Typhus there with that axe, that is too tempting. So he will shoot at Typhus instead.
Bring it. Typhus is ready.
15 versus defense?
That'll
Okay. It's a meager 3 points of damage.
Nothing. Armor 5.
All right. Also, at the same time, they are still sort of moving forward a little bit as they continue on towards the manor. The dancers will now attempt to throw the boiling water at the Oni.
And what's his face? I mean, it's kind of.
And what's his face?
And me.
Yeah. No, you got the Oni as an umbrella. This is a total great plan.
Yeah.
I made really good decisions in running after this guy.
Yeah.
Okay. So bad news is, as the water splashes down, the Oni, Tallest Joe sort of looks up, his eyes go wide. Ah! The Oni sort of moves its arms and covers him, but the Oni takes the damage from the falling water. He gets scalded. So as he sort of blisters and burns, you hear the Oni sort of cry out, "It burns! My skin!"
I need that.
And so we're back at the top with Typhus.
Alright, 1 second. I'm just looking something up in the rules here. I think there's like a form of like full attack stance you can do for a bonus.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to do that and go right for the hamstring.
Sounds about right.
Well, while that loads, I can roll dice anyways. Well, that is going to be a 15.
That will definitely hit.
So that is 3d6 plus 4. And that is 21 points of damage to the Oni.
Holy crap.
Holy shit.
That is a ridiculous damage. Two.
And I think it gets another +1 damage for the major attack. Looking that up.
Just in case that 21 wasn't enough.
Yeah.
Well, 22 is better than 21, right?
So, if it's a 22, so you basically, with this huge axe, just swing into its like tree trunk leg, almost like it's a tree, and just begin to hack and just chop him down. And he kind of falls to one knee for a sec. He's still alive, but very badly hurt by that.
Yeah, I do get +1 to the damage. Alright. So 22.
Dang. All right. That brings us to Delta.
So you said it kind of fell down on one knee, right?
Yes.
So for my movement, I'd like to climb up.
Here comes the kill steal.
Right? That's my middle name, Delta Kill Still Dawn.
Mine's Robbane.
I've got a strength focus in climbing. If I need to make a climb check to get
You
up.
can make a strength check, and you can add your climbing.
Woo, that's double sixes.
Oh, another double.
So 12, 14, 15, 18 for my climb check.
You easily, handily, you clamber up his knee, climb up the sort of bony protrusions and his ridges in his body, and you get right up on, so you can now attack if you wish.
I would definitely like to do that. Somewhere squishy. So let's see. 11, 13, 15.
15 will hit.
Am I up there by Joe?
You are. You're basically like you get right up onto his chest.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, Joe's on one shoulder, so you can see him.
Okay.
If you wanted, you could attack Joe, or you could attack the Oni.
No, I want to attack the Oni, but I give Joe a look while I'm doing it, like, you're next, buddy.
Okay.
And that is a whole 4 points of damage.
So here's where things get interesting.
It looked awesome, guys.
You stab into the Oni. The Oni's eye kind of dilates and shrinks a little, and it sort of lets out a lurch. And it sort of keels forward the extra few meters as it was moving, and it falls over dead.
The kill steal, I called it. Damn it.
Now there's a bit of bad news with this because of where it was positioned. So it falls, and its head basically smashes into the side of the burlesque house. We have to see how much damage its head does to this building. It's quite old, and not intended for having giant monsters smashed into it.
I mean, it should be up to code, but whatevs.
Yeah, I feel like Fantasy World Code
This is a
involves
government
stuff
building, right? They have a
like-
license. It must be registered. It has to be, registered.
mean-
Sadly, no. So its head goes through a window and then a wall, as there's now just this gaping hole in the bottom floor, right about where the storage and office is. Also took out part of the wall, dividing it and the talent bedroom.
That's fine. We'll just blast around it. We'll just say,
But what I need, Chrissy, I need you to make a dexterity test to basically to see if you don't get crushed by this thing as you're falling away from it.
Okay, so that dexterity. Do they add anything,
Yes.
like any focuses or anything?
Acrobatics or any kind of like jumping or sort of. I would say you could add climbing as well.
Okay.
Because you're trying
So-
to climb around it before it falls on you.
In that case, 19.
Dang. Okay. You handily tuck and roll away as it falls. Let's see how Tallest Joe fares. He is apparently quite nimble as well, and he sort of rolls off to the side.
It's all right. Right into my axe.
Yeah. You see him, and actually I can show you guys a quick picture of him. That's not him, that's the Oni. But he looks like this.
inconceivable.
But he kind of
it
like
means what you think it means.
brushes himself off a little, spits on the ground a bit. Bleh. This hasn't exactly gone as planned. And with that, it is Argon's turn.
Okay, so he's kind of in range if I, I don't know, jumped off the building.
Oh, absolutely.
Got a mattress down here. Probably in your room.
No mattress. Alright, I'm pulling my two-handed sword. Wait, can I pull a two-handed sword and do a jump attack on him? Is that in one action?
Yes. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to say that you can basically jump from where you onto the roof, and if you hit him, damage that you will take from falling, he will also take.
Physics. Alright, I'm going to take a big long drag of my cigarette continuously and flick my cigarette at him, and then I'll kind of do like a vague half-assed hand gesture like I'm doing a salute, and then I'll do a big jump attack on him with my two-handed sword. It's going to be amazing. It's got mild roll. 11. Oh, where's my character sheet? 11. 14. No, wait, more than that. Yeah, 14. 14 to hit him.
Okay. So roll damage for that.
1d6 plus 3. No, 3d6. Jesus. 9, 14. 14 damage.
Okay. Now also roll 3d6.
8.
Okay. So from that fall, you take 8 damage as you kind of land with him. When you flick your cigarette, it kind of beans him in the head, and he looks up.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's like, what's that? Oh! And you just... What weapons are you using?
Two-handed sword. Or how they say in
Jeez.
Germany. Zweihander.
A Zweihander?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you jam that, he opens his mouth to scream, oh no! And it just goes straight through him. Just down the throat, comes out the end, and he is just impaled on that. He is dead. He's dead several times.
I will brush myself off and look at the remaining bandits and just sort of raise one eyebrow.
I don't think there are any left.
You got it from.
I'll
Pretty sure
raise one
everybody's dead with us.
Yeah. you guys sort of dust yourself off. A bit of rubble from the burlesque house kind of crumbles over.
I collect
the fire from the Molotov cocktail and everything continues to burn both on the burlesque house and in the field.
Yeah.
Somebody threw that. Somebody should probably put that out. That's
okay.
Not us with the talent.
right. We did our part.
Yeah.
I
Go
think
back
we
bed.
had holy blood to the typhus.
Like, you know.
All right. Some of the dancers and performers and other people start to come out of the back room to sort of look at you guys. A couple of them cheer from overhead on the roof. The bandits lay on the ground, defeated. Tallest Joe and his repugnant forces have been defeated or have been turned away. You can see in the distance the City Watch rides hard towards you from the south, coming to your aid. But apparently not needed because you guys sort of handily took that.
I'm going to low clap. Like.
You see Mama Candy breathe a sigh of relief.
Hey, they can put up fire.
Her weave is sort of askew, and her back is bent. But she gives you a smile and says, "You've done it. You've saved our home."
Of course, darling. And look, you have a new conversation piece. I say, gesturing in the Oni, you know. Get that head out, you know.
Yeah. A lot of the dancers sort of cheer out and everything, sort of singing your praises. They clap and they cheer. They all believe that today marks a solid victory. When that happens, you hear a pained cry echo out of the hole that's in the wall from inside the maison. There's followed by excited and worried shouts for help.
Investigating.
You hear a little sexy come out. It's like, "Everybody come quick!"
Did we miss one?
No, I assume someone's giving birth.
Yeah, that's like total sitcom style.
Yeah.
I will go in once I fetch my throne sword
Okay.
and
You
wipe
get
off
your
the
sword.
Oni blood from all of me.
So you take what you need and you head inside. And in the building, sort of on the stage, you can see that poor Dimsy is doubled over, sort of huffing and puffing. His face is red, and he calls out to you, he says, "The baby's coming!"
It's just not your day today, Dimsy.
Yeah. You just got to make it about yourself, don't you?
He sort of looks at you and says, "I didn't know there was going to be bandits. I thought this was going to be my moment. I'm sorry."
I roll my eyes. Oh wait, I'm gonna tell the dancers to like quickly like loot all the bodies for like change and sellable goods before the city guard come and do that because you know.
You see Grimbo sort of. Oh wait, is that picture still up? There. But there we go.
I feel like the city guard is not going to do anything valuable left on them. You know, it's just going to be like, "Ooh, this is evidence."
Yeah.
Totally.
So Grimbo sort of looks to you and sort of taps her nose and begins to sort of move out and rummage through those bodies. Meanwhile, is there anything that any of you can or want to do to help with this situation?
I have historical lore. Would I know of any other tales of men giving pregnancy that I can help with?
That is an excellent question. Why don't you make a... What kind of role would it be?
I have historical lore. I know things about recent history in the area. Anytime this might have happened before.
Yeah. Make an intelligence test.
And
you can add that.
20.
Damn.
It's happened
You
before.
know that in very rare cases of strange enchantments and other things that sometimes things like this happen. You know that it is sort of handled much of the same way that women giving birth would.
What do you mean?
So you
I
can sort of...
thumb my axe. Are we talking C-section?
Yeah, I feel like these some details. I just assumed like that he was like a trans man and he still had like.
That's what I thought too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well, he's got problems. I'm getting myself a drink at the bar. That's what I'm doing. Like,
I'm gonna boil some water.
yeah.
I mean, we've already got some, but I feel like that's a thing that people do
Okay.
during these times.
So,
All right.
Like something-
Between having the know-how of how to deliver a baby, a magical baby perhaps, and having the supplies on hand, and keeping everyone calm while sort of drinking and taking it easy, not being panicked, you get your shit together and. Okay. Dimsy cries out, gripping your hand with all of his strength. His breathing is labored and steady. The rest of the dancers crowd around him. As you aid him, he soon collapses onto his back panting, and a hush falls over the room.
Wait, so
Tiny
someone...
cries and wails break the silence as Dimsy gives birth to a baby girl.
Wait. So, did someone like do the C-section, or did he just have to push it out for his urethra, or push it out? Like, what is the actual logistics here?
The world will never know.
the world magic.
I'm disappointed that you don't have a picture. I just need you to have a picture. Like, come on, you've got one on your desktop there. Like,
No.
An animated
No, that's the thing. If Green Ronin pays me for this adventure, like they said that they would eventually, then yeah, I will include that illustration. But until then, until money exchanges hands, I don't know that I'm going to draw that.
I don't know what else you'd do with your time. Like,
I don't blame you.
Probably nothing. Just hang out. But yeah, Dimsy sort of whimpers and smiles, mouthing the words "thank you" to you. You feel the clap of hands on your shoulders as many of the performers look to you, all in thanks. This might not have been possible without you.
of course not. We're fucking geniuses and violent geniuses.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is Burlesque House Seige. Thank you so much for playing.
Thank you, Kyle.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
No
I
problem.
just wish I could do more.
Yeah, no, it's great. Again, this adventure is still a little rough around the edges. It was sort of commissioned to be run at GenCon. I'm glad I was able to try it out a little earlier. And to all the viewers, thank you so much for watching. Give me 2 seconds as I pull this up again.
What's there?
Where is this thing? I'm so bad at doing stuff. There we go. Yes, to all the viewers, if you can, please give generously to either or both of these funds. It's the whole reason we were playing today. There was a grand total of 12. There were 12 doubles rolled throughout the game, which means that's going to be $22. I told myself that if there were less than $30 raised, I'm just going to bump that up to $50.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, but please, we ask you, the audience, if you're watching and able to donate, if you want to match that, we would certainly encourage you to. Thank you very much. And thank you to you guys for playing. This was a lot of fun.
Thanks for having me. It was awesome.
Anytime.
Thank you very much for organizing this. And
No problem.
nothing like this will ever happen again.
We can only hope.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. You guys have a great night.
All right.